Alright, what's good, boys? Welcome to today's trade recap, 11/26/2025. I took two trades today. One was on TradingView, as you can see, here's my executions here, and the other was on TopStep. TopStep crashed after that, and I would have took the trade right after I got stopped out of the first one, but I was too busy trying to fix my TopStep, and I fucking missed it, and price ran without me. So we'll go over all three of them. I did go 0-2 on the day, but technically I was 0-1 on each account, so didn't really lose that much. I think I lost like $150 on TopStep and like 300 off of this trade. So yeah, not really a bad day at all. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. And then the day after that's Friday. The markets close at 12. So I'm not trading either of those days. This was my last trade of the week and last trade of the month, because today is the 26th, and then starting the following Monday is going to be December 1st. So this was the last trade of the month. Pretty decent month. I made about $8,000 this month in payouts, and then the rest, how I plan on going about December is I'm not going to take a payout in December. I've already prepared myself to make $0 in December, specifically for the fact that I don't want to have to pay taxes on that in April. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be building buffer all of December, and then when January comes around, hopefully we can take a decently sized good payout in January. Hopefully multiple 5-figure payouts in January. So that is the game plan coming up. However, let's get straight into this morning. Actually, let's go on NQ real quick. All right, so coming into this morning. Okay, 1 second. All right, coming into this morning, we were sitting right here, right? So what was beneath us? We had Asia lows beneath us. We had this unfilled hourly, and then we had like New York PM lows from the other day, which I believe was like a 4-hour fair value gap. And then in this general range right here, we had a 15-minute gap. We had a 15-minute gap right here. And yeah, we had like 15-minute no, these aren't intermediate lows, but yeah, we had a 15-minute gap right here, another 15-minute gap beneath it, and London highs above. So London highs was still unswept. And then one thing to keep in mind is we had a SMT with this high right here at Thursday, November 20th. So last Thursday we had an SMT with that. Here's ES. Obviously ES took it out. And then we also had a SMT with previous week highs. So we come over here, previous week highs. You see, got taken out on ES, and NASDAQ has yet to get taken out yet. So previous week high SMT. We also have a last Thursday high got swept out, so we have an SMT with that. So I'm keeping that in the back of my mind, right? So I want to see how price manipulates when we come in. If we manipulated lower and hit like these gaps right here, or seen these Asia lows, I would have looked to see how price reacted off of it. If we started displacing through them, I can assume, okay, we're probably going to go to this hourly. We're probably going to go to New York PM lows from yesterday, which is also the entry point to a 4-hour gap. But I really wanted shorts on the day. So I wanted to see price manipulate higher, which is exactly what we got. And why did I want shorts? Because look how overextended we are. So I kind of wanted to see equilibrium of this range. And then not only do we have EQ of the range, but we also have the 4-hour gap, or these 1-hour intermediate lows sitting right there. And then the 1-hour gap sitting right here as well. So I wanted to see a rebalance of this leg. And on top of that, we had two high time frame, like high time frame SMTs. So I wanted to see those hold. Market opens, we immediately go higher, sweeping past London highs. Okay, when we sweep past London highs, what do we end up getting? Well, where's ES? ES is tapped into at this point in time into, let's see, we have this 15-minute fair value gap, and we also have this 15-minute fair value gap as well. Okay, so let's keep that in the back of our mind, because those are going to play a part in a second. So what do we do? ES came up and hit both of those, okay? And not only did it hit both of those, but it also swept out London highs. And then what do we see after we hit the second 15-minute fair value gap? Well, we seen instant displacement. What did we get on NASDAQ? We got an internal SMT. Here's our high right here, okay? Just mark it out like this. Here's ES. ES clearly came and swept out these 932 highs, okay? NASDAQ did not. And what else do we get? What's our entry point? We also got a 4-minute IFVG right here. So I went ahead and entered off this IFVG. And what's the reason I entered, right? We tapped a 15-minute fair value gap on NASDAQ. We have a 15-minute over here to the left of us that we were still respecting. There was also a 5-minute inside of that 15-minute. And then we got the internal SMT, the double high time frame from the SMTs, the London sweep of liquidity, and a 4-minute inversion. So In my books, this is a A++ setup, and let's see exactly how this played out. So I set my stop loss to right above this 1 minute for value gap right here, right at this candle. I wanted to see this internal SMT hold and for us to flush through all these lows towards all this low resistance liquidity, these 5 minute equal lows, and then we had a unfilled 15-minute gap beneath us. That was my original target right here. Okay. And let's see how this goes and plays out. We get stopped out damn near immediately, right? So what did we end up doing? Okay. Not only did we get a resweep, right? We got a resweep of these highs, which is cool. And again, this was a trade I would have took if Top Step was fucking cooperating. I was too busy trying to fix my Top Step, and I completely missed it. What do we end up getting from here? We got a resweep, and what did ES come into? ES came directly into this 5 minute for value gap. I'll show you. This 5 minute unfilled gap right here. And I get this is a little bit hard to pinpoint because of how many 5 minutes there are, right? There was this 5 minute, there was this 5 minute, and then there was a 5 minute we tapped into. Okay, we finally tapped that first 5 minute for value gap and then got an immediate rejection off of it. So a lot of you probably took that first trade and got stopped out, and look at the reaction off of that 5 minute, right? Yes, that's why we got stopped out, because ES wanted to tap that first before continuing lower. We got that. Okay, we also got the 4 minute inversion, and I didn't enter off the 4 minute inversion right here. Here it is right here. This was the best setup of the day because of the resweep. I didn't enter off the 4 minute because I was too busy looking at the 3 minute. I wanted to see the 3 minute close, so I was asking for a lot right here. I was also trying to balance out, trying to fix my fucking top step, but I wanted to see this 2 minute close right here. We can get this out of here. So I wanted to see this 2 minute for value gap get closed above. Okay. At the same time, this 4 minute I wanted to see a closure of, and then this 3 minute candle was still fluctuating. So I also wanted to see this 3 minute get fluctuated on. And then for us to come up into this 2 minute, and if we tap this 2 minute, I was going to enter off the rejection out of that 2 minute. It was a lot to ask for. But yeah, looking back at it now, I should have just entered off the 4 minute gap. I should have just followed my rules. I didn't stick to my trading plan. I was being a little bit too patient, right? That can hurt us as well if we're too patient. And yeah, but here's what the trade idea would have looked like, right? 4 minute inversion, stops at like the candle highs. You can target all this LR right here. And then also the unfilled 15-minute gap, which I believe this is at right here. Yep. And if you really wanted to get just a little bit greedy, you could have targeted this unfilled 5-minute gap right here as well. And as you can see, price ran straight to it. You would have entered right here, and how did this play out? It would have went straight to TP in about, what, 3 minutes or so. So this was a super W trade, the best one of the day. Obviously, this first one wasn't bad as well. And then I went ahead, my second trade, I was pretty convicted that we were going to go lower on the day towards Asia lows and not rebalance this leg out, like I said in the beginning. So I waited for this 5-minute gap to open up. And the reason why this was valid for me was because we didn't take out these lows right here. Now, if we would have took out these lows, I wouldn't have entered this trade. But what did we end up doing? We end up retracing right into this for value gap. And then what do we get? I was waiting for the highest time frame inversion on the lower time frames, which was this double 1 minute for value gap. It kind of took a little while to inverse. I went ahead and entered off of this candle right here. I kind of got filled like shit. My stops were right here, and my take profit was towards the Asia lows with my break even point at these internal lows. And as you can see, it wasn't the best of closures, right? If I wanted to take this, I would want to see at least this fair value gap get closed beneath within the first like 1 to 3 candles. It took how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It took 6 candles to inverse on the 1 minute, and I should have just stayed out, right? I was pretty confident in the draw, so I can say, and I ended up paying the price for it. Let's see how this ended up playing out, right? I got chopped around for a little bit. We edged my break-even point, and then all of a sudden we reverse. Didn't stop me out yet, kind of chopping around, and then I finally got stopped out right here. This is what the trade idea looked like. So yeah, all in all, I mean, I'm not really mad at the day, because I de-risked, right? That has a lot to do with your psychology. If you de-risk and you lose, it is what it is, right? But if you're fucking full porting and you lose, it's going to have a lot more impact. So that first trade, I literally went in with 2 micros on Top Step, and I lost. So I lost like $150. And this trade, I went in with 4 micros. It's my new XFA on Tradeify. I don't know what it's called. Sim funded, I think it's called. But I went in with 4. Ended up taking a loss, so I lost like $350 on that 4 micros. but everything was over a 1-to-1. I am just a little bit irritated that I didn't get an entry on this, because this was the exact point that Top Step started crashing on. And I was trying to enter on here and then fix my Top Step. It was what it was, though. If you guys did take this trade, W trade, resweep, and then we ended up running towards TP. So W trade and that. If you guys have any other questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and leave them in the comments. I'll go ahead and review them. I am about to start a new series. It's called the best IFEGs of the week, and every Friday or Saturday, depending on, I don't know if I'm gonna do it Friday after the trading session's over or Saturday in the morning, at like 10 a.m. 12 p.m. Eastern time, but I'm going to be rating all the IFEGs of the week. So that will be a new series coming up. I'm going to drop that video since I'm not trading. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving and the following day is a short day. I'll probably drop that video on Friday for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week, and then the following week I'll probably drop them Friday after the trading sessions or Saturday morning. So keep an eye on that, and yeah, that's about it. I'll catch y'all boys. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.